Welcome to the Got Invention Show. I'm your host, Brian Freed, and our guest is Mel Asseraf with Bake It with Mel. Welcome to the show, Mel.
Hi, Brian. It's great to be here.
Great to see you. And you have some very interesting treats for us today. Is that right?
I do. I'm making potato chip chocolate chip cookies.
Okay. Well, before you do that, why don't you tell us who you are, where you're from, and why you came up with Bake It with Mel?
Sure. So my name is Mel Asseraf. I am a two-time Chop champion on Food Network and the CEO of Bake It with Mel. I created the first ever chef-curated baking kits inspired from Instagram's most trending recipes to help you bake like a pro at home.
Very nice. So tell me about this two-time world champ.
Yes, so it's actually quite an accomplishment because I competed once on Food Network's Chopped and won that, and then they called me back for a championship round, which I also competed and won.
Wow, that must have been a very nice experience. And it looks like you're a pretty active influencer online also, right?
Yeah, we're short of about 25,000 followers on Instagram. I do weekly Instagram lives, Amazon lives, a lot of really fun content. I'm always baking.
Very nice. So tell us what this is all about. Why did you come up with this Bake It with Mel concept?
So I wanted a baking kit that you could legitimately take at home and tell yourself, all I need is eggs and butter to make a world famous or world trending recipe. So I took my 15 years of pastry know-how and I added a little bit of this and a pinch of this and a spoon of this, and we created Bake It with Mel Baking Kits. And what's great about them is they include not only the pre-measured ingredients, but they also include the tools, spatula, cake board, parchment paper, anything you need, it's in there for you. And not only that, but you can scan it for a video tutorial with me where I walk you through the whole recipe. And you can also reach out to me on Instagram Live where I can help you bake.
Wow. So here I am in the kitchen. I want to bake a cake. I want to bake something really interesting, something that can wow my guests. So I'm going to the supermarket. I'm buying all these ingredients. Maybe I forget one or two. I'm not really a baker, but you know.
Yeah. No, it's very time consuming.
Right. This is the way for me to say, I'm it. I can do this. I can bake it myself. So I go on with to Bake It with Mel. I buy everything that I need. Well, it has everything I need.
Yeah, you just buy one kit from me and it's got everything you need to make a trending recipe dessert to wow your guests.
Okay. So here I am. I go to your website. I pick out something special. So now I can actually make the entire thing. And how many different recipes and different types of items that you have for sale?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we started the company about 2 years ago and recently launched on Amazon in order to really put forward all of our baking kits. So we were able to develop a few new ones, which was super exciting for me because I could develop new kits every day if I could. So we have a great one, which has got to be pretty much my favorite. It's a giant s'mores pizza kit. So it makes a giant cookie like this big, and it comes with everything you need to make the huge cookie. It comes with a whole bag of marshmallows that you just put right on top, and the graham crackers for everybody to like dig in. I'd say that's one of my faves. Yeah.
You definitely have to use your imagination, but it sounds delicious. So Mel, did you realize at some point that there was a need for this? Like, what made you say, this is what people need, kind of like do it yourself at home, have everything together type of kit?
Yeah, of course. So I realized kind of early on that the issue most people struggle with when it comes to baking, aside from knowing the technique, you know, and being able to go through with the whole recipe, initially it was like, I have to plan to bake. I need to go to the store. I need to get this. It's going to take me 2 hours. Then I got to measure everything out. You know, it's time consuming if you're not used to doing it professionally, where you learn to do things very quickly. So there was definitely a need for that. And we saw that as soon as meal kits came out for, regular daily meals and everything. And especially, I would say in the last year and a half with COVID and everything going on, it's increasingly in demand to have fun opportunities and options to be able to cook or entertain the kids and all that without having to, mess up your entire kitchen or spend half the day shopping or looking online for a recipe that you don't really know how it's going to turn out. So at least here you're off to a great start, because even if you don't have the technique, you're guaranteed the success because it's my recipe and it's pretty much foolproof. You have the pre-measured ingredients, so you don't have to go shopping. And even if you have questions, you can reach out to me directly. So I really try to make it like a key in hand, I think is the expression. And that's really what I was going for here.
So you could be our personal chef. We tell you what we want to bake. You get it to us as soon as possible. If we need you, you're there for us.
Yep.
Right. So why don't you show us what you have first? Maybe you can do a quick demo. And then I'd like to kind of go through what you did when you first came up with this idea and kind of share the experience of how you have it today, where you're successful. And I know that there's plenty more success coming your way.
Yes, Baking Kits is just the beginning for us. I would want to grab a baking kit in order to show you, because what I'm demoing here today is just a cookie recipe that I've perfected over the years. And it's a great base cookie that you can add stuff into and kind of have fun with. But this isn't a baking kit. My baking kits are only like Instagram trending recipes. So this is the Bake It with Mel Baking Kit. Everything comes in a reusable, super cute little backpack. It comes wrapped in tissue paper, which is also with our logo. Everything is recyclable and reusable. That was really important to me when I was developing these kits, because oftentimes in meal kits and prep kits, there's way too much waste, ecologically speaking. So I really wanted to avoid that with ours. So this one is actually our newest kit, and it's the Tart Kit. So you can actually make 12 Pop-Tarts with one kit or one giant Pop-Tart pie. This flavor is chocolate. So I'm going to show you. This is where everybody goes, wow, these are so cute. These are our ingredient bags. So everything comes pre-measured. This is all your dry ingredients, for example. And it's a mason jar bag. I know most people think it's actually a mason jar, but it's a bag. And these are all reusable and dishwasher safe. So here, for example, we have our mix for our dough. Then we have a bag which has the mix for our frosting. Then we have the chocolate chips, which is for our filling. So this one's also super cute. And parchment paper, of course. What else comes in here? A spatula, because we need a spatula for the recipe. A piping bag. And this one actually has 3 free goodies in it because it's a 90s themed baking kit. So it also comes with Nerds. I don't know last time you had Nerds, but I haven't had Nerds in like 10 years. Okay, ready for this next one? It also comes with Fun Dip.
Ooh, nice.
I haven't seen that one in like 10 years either. And last but not least, it comes with a Slinky, because it would not be the 90s without a Slinky. So I also included those goodies in there, and our specially mixed sprinkle mix. So as you can see, every bag is numbered. So all you got to do is follow the numbers. Even if, like, worst case scenario, you don't read the recipe, just follow bag number 1, bag number 2, bag number 3, and bag number 4, the sprinkles.
Very nice. So what you're saying is that I could just go on your website, and which one was this?
This is the 90s Pop-Tarts.
90s Pop-Tart. So I can pick that. I can order it. How much is it to order?
I think they're 39 or 40.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it
makes 12 Pop-Tarts.
12 Pop-Tarts. It comes to me in a couple days, shipping right to my house.
Yeah.
And
Prime. They're on Prime.
On Prime. And I could just, so it gets to me the next day, 2 days. and I could just make that by myself, and I could just follow step by step exactly what needs to get done.
And you can watch the video on YouTube step by step also if you want to make sure you're understanding every step. And then if you still have questions, you can even ask me directly.
Very nice. Congratulations, Mel.
Nerds.
All right, so Mel, walk us through. So you've been in the industry for a while, and you said, you know what? I want to start my own business. I wanted to put these kits together. I want to have all these varieties. I'm very creative, coming up with all these different flavors and kind of trendy things, formulating what it is that needs to get done with the ingredients, and then putting it in this kit and getting it ready to go. So tell us, when you had the idea of putting this kit together, what did you do first?
That's a great question, actually. What I did first was work on my branding.
So did you know that you were going to have these, like, that was the first thing you did? Or did you say, you know what, I'm going to put these ingredients in really cute kits? Or like you said, you know what, I'm starting my own company. I want to start Bake It with Mel.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So when I started the company, the first thing as a creative, I knew I had the recipes down packed. I knew that on Instagram I could find very trending recipes, same thing as on Facebook. And but for me, it was like, how am I going to separate myself from every other meal kit out there or every other dessert box? I wanted to be unique. So first of all, if you noticed, we don't have a box. Any other kit usually comes in a box. We are the only ones that have backpacks for some reason. And I wanted that to really stand out in terms of branding. So I wanted to have custom backpacks. I wanted to have custom tissue paper. I also did not want to have just those tear open and throw out bags on the inside. So I did a lot of research when it came to the packaging to find these mason jar bags, which I love. And whenever we get a review from someone, the first thing they ever comment on is our branding and our packaging.
Great.
So that's really what I worked on first. And then initially I was making the kits myself, you know, trying to get out to clients and trying to get the brand out there and all of that. And then I set up a fulfillment center upstate New York, which is fantastic, that kits assembles and ships out our kits nationwide.
So you had these masonry jar bags.
Jar bags, yeah.
Right. So you had all mason jar bags, and you had all the different pieces and components that went with the kit, but you were actually filling them yourself to start with.
Yeah, I was. The first 3-4 months or so, yeah, because I had no orders. Selling them to people, you need to have them in like an FDA certified location and all of that. So we didn't sell any that I made myself. The ones I made myself was really just as like a demo and to reach out to clients. What gave me the inspiration for this company initially was that I was very sick and I couldn't follow a conversation. I couldn't understand what people were saying to me for several years. It was horrible. And the only thing that I could understand were my recipes. And that's the only thing I could trust. And I was like, I'm not the only one who's sick. I'm not the only one who deals with stuff on a daily basis. We all do. And I wanted to be able to deliver happiness in a bag, no matter what's going on in someone's life.
So
and
these
that's
recipes were talking to you.
Pardon?
These recipes were talking to you, and you wanted them to talk to other people.
Exactly. And I wanted to bring happiness into someone's house, no matter what was going on in their life that day, and have it not be chaotic, that they could have the bite of the perfect chocolate chip cookie to brighten their day without the hassle and without the schlepping and all of that. And that's also really the inspiration behind the brand.
Very nice, Mel. So you had this inspiration and you had this passion, but now you wanted to turn it into a business, and now you had to go find a company that was going to be able to fill it. So how did you find, because again, it's something completely different for you. So how did you find, was it through your networking or through the business that you knew already to go to that upstate factory or center?
Just research online, because initially we just had the baking kits. I also knew going in that it's when you start a business, it's important to know what you're good at, and it's important to know what you're less good at. And so I knew that I rock the creative and the branding and the fun stuff and the Insta lives and all of that. But I knew that I wanted also a business partner to be like, this is a smart decision. This is not a smart decision. Let's talk this out. Let's see what else we can come up with, etc. And so I also brought on a business partner last year, who's amazing and who's like helped us tremendously already in a year. But going to your question about the fulfillment center, just research online to find FDA certified fulfillment centers and co-packers. It's a lot of research.
Are they using your ingredients, or do they have their own ingredients? How does that work?
So we were small enough. So it's actually pretty cool because last year at this time, we were probably sending out 50 kits a month. Now we're producing between 300 and 500 a month.
Very nice.
And that's just amazing. Like, just when I say it out loud, I'm like, oh my God, in a year. So no, these are my certified recipes, and these are my ingredients. I place all the orders still myself. We don't have any employees or anything yet, so the operations is still me. So I order all of our packaging, I order all of our ingredients, I have everything sent out to our production facility, and then we plan out our productions monthly.
Very nice. So you had to find a branding manager, or you kind of did that on your own, like your packaging and all these things that you're fulfilling it with. You just, this is what you wanted. You found what you wanted and what you wanted it to look like, and you just made it happen. Very nice. Great.
Yeah,
So
I had a vision for it. Yeah.
Excellent. So you had all your packaging all done. You ended up finding your fulfillment center. Then what did you do after that? Like, how did you figure out how it was? Did you have a plan of how you were going to sell it, or did you start fulfilling it and going, uh-oh, now I have to figure out how to sell it?
No, I knew that coming from having owned a bakery in Paris for several years prior to this, I knew that I did not want to be a retail location, or I didn't want to have a store. I knew that I wanted it to be e-commerce. So 75% of our business is e-commerce. And I knew that I wanted to get on Amazon. I knew that that was a big one for us, because it opens the door to be able to introduce a new line of products that we're launching in the next 2 months. So I knew from there that I really wanted to be online. And then I started to ask myself, who would buy these besides, you or me? Who could get these? And then I was thinking about corporate offers. So this is a great gift to give to clients, for example, who just bought a house, for real estate brokers. It's also a great gift for the holidays, obviously, as a corporate gift. It's a great employee gift to show employee appreciation. And it's, low enough that it's not too expensive, that we also add in custom notes into them that you can add into your kit. So I started reaching out to different websites after doing some research, and that now sell our kits as well. So like Snappy Gift, for example, is a website that is solely on employee appreciation. And so we get orders from them daily, or, corporate gifting websites, etc.
So everything is online right now? You're selling online?
Yeah, we're moving into retail, but we were not ready up until now. So now we are actually moving into online retail and high-end grocery stores.
Very nice. And you're active on social media. So tell us about that. Like, how did you build up? Was the following there from the shows that you won? Was it afterwards? How are you getting the followers so they can keep building and kind of talking about your brand?
That's a great question. So it's commitment. Anyone who tells you that they have a great following on Instagram, they post daily, they do daily stories, they do daily reels, they do daily content. I think there was a big push, not for my first win, but for my second win, where kind of like in a few months, I gained about 10,000 followers, which was really awesome.
How did you do that?
Oh, it just happened.
Was it something that you posted, for the people that are listening out there to be able to gain traction? Like, people want to be known or to show what they're coming up with, like you or their business, whatever it is, or invention. What is it that you think was that turning point for you to get that many followers that quickly?
Well, I would say that it's Food Network. It brings notoriety to a chef to be able to, feel accomplished and be accomplished on Food Network is a pretty big deal in the chef world. So I wouldn't say that I'm one of like the largest, followers or anything. I have about 25,000. Most of the accounts that I follow have hundreds of thousands of followers. But if you ask them, they all say they've been doing this for 6, 7, 8 years. Like, it takes quite a while to build a following. And not only that, but it's great to have a following. But what I love about the following that I have is, even if it's smaller now, it's very loyal. So I engage a lot with my followers. We talk daily. I help them on other recipes, even if it has nothing to do with the baking kits. I kind of want to be their baking guru and their baking go-to, regardless of, having the kit or not. So I think it's about establishing a connection with your followers and really seeing what content speaks to them. I'm constantly asking them, do you want to see more behind the scenes? Do you want to see more of Mel? Do you want to see more of the brand? Do you want to see more baking? So I always try to ask them so that I'm providing the right content.
So you're engaging your audience, you're keeping in touch with them, you're like the baker on call.
Yeah.
Right? Bake it with Mel. Right? So Mel, why don't you, because those Pop-Tarts are still baking in my brain, can you tell me some of the other, and tell the listeners some other recipes that you have?
Yeah. So we talked about the s'mores pizza. I'm going to show it to you because it's just phenomenal.
Very nice.
It's a giant cookie topped with marshmallows and graham crackers. No KitchenAid for this one, which I wrote a big X across the KitchenAid. So that one is no utensils required. We also have a Mackawicks Kit, which is a lot of fun. It makes Twix flavored macarons. So that's why I called it the Mackawicks, which looks like this. This is an event we did with Yelp, actually, with like over 200 people. It was fantastic. We also have the cherry sundae cupcakes, where you can make 12 cherry sundae cupcakes with one kit. And then we have an easy one, and this is the one that I recommend for kids with no appliances. Same thing. If you want like an easy recipe to start teaching them about baking, I've made this one with my niece, and she's 3 years old, and she can pretty much make it by herself. This is the Funfetti Kit. So what's great is it either makes 24 cookies like this, or it makes a surprise cake, cookie birthday cake.
Very nice.
Which is really cool. Out of cookies. So those are probably the most popular ones, I would say, right now. And sorry, how could I forget our bestseller? Like, I left the best for last. This is our bestseller. This is our chocolate surprise cake.
And what is
you could actually make this cake at home.
And what's in it besides chocolate?
So it comes with all the pre-measured ingredients to make 3 cake layers. And then it comes with the ingredients you need to make the frosting, chocolate frosting. It comes with a little offset spatula to be able to learn the technique of how to decorate it like this. And then these gorgeous sprinkles. And then I share with you how to hide the sprinkles on the inside.
Very nice. So Mel, when you're coming up with these, how often are you coming up with them? What's inspiring you to come up with them? And also, how are you coming up with the pricing?
That's the easiest part for me. I have so many that I want to do, and that my business partner's like, slow down, let's launch these first, let's keep it moving. So it's very hard for me to resist to keep creating new ones, because I could create new ones every day. My creativity is limitless. I mean, if you talk to anybody who knows me, I don't know how, it's a gift. But that part is easy for me. How do I then I want to test them. So I'll never do a kit, for example, that's like a strawberry tart, because for me, it's important to have the main ingredients be in the kit. And so for a strawberry tart, I wouldn't be able to have the strawberries or any of the fresh ingredients to make like the pastry cream or something like that. So I always take that into consideration when I'm developing a new kit, because I want it to be as easy as possible for the person baking them. And then the price. Also a lot of research, I guess, and a lot of Excel spreadsheets because we calculate it down to the gram. So generally it's broken down by packaging, ingredients, and then logistics and fulfillment. And we only use high-end ingredients, so that tends to be a little bit pricier because I won't ever use Hershey's as chocolate in my kit, ever, because any baker knows that that's not chocolate. So I'll always use high-end ingredients. I will always use like non-GMO, all natural ingredients, except for our sprinkle mix because everybody loves them. So there is some food coloring in those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice. And the thing is that you know what people want. You're experimenting. You're asking people. Very nice, Mel. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, there's plenty of food entrepreneurs, inventors that have food products, or maybe they're thinking about starting their own business. Maybe they love baking. So why don't you tell us and give us some words of wisdom to the inventors and the entrepreneurs listening out there?
Yeah. So be ready to buckle down. Be ready to work very long hours. But it's not really work if you love what you do. I guess I'm not the only one that says that. So when you're really passionate about something, the hours don't really count. I would say make sure that you are answering a need, and that you're resolving a problem, because there's so many options now for new chips or new cereal or new beverages or new seltzers or whatever the problem is. And it's great to have variety, but you want yours to stand out. And how does it stand out is by knowing that there's a necessity for it. And I would say, I guess as like my little quote, life is short, and I would say it's up to you and me to make it sweet.
And how do you end your signature on your emails?
I'm your butter half.
Very nice, Mel. So give us just some quick, how do we reach you? How do we place an order? Tell us this. It's not just the ingredients and the quality of your ingredients. It's the convenience. That's really, to me, that I know it probably tastes really good, and sometimes I don't know what I'm eating, but the convenience is probably definitely on people's list.
It's very convenient. And I even think it's very convenient when I am going like somewhere for the weekend or something. I'm like, oh, I want to bring a baked good, but I'm not going to pack everything or go buy everything. So I'm like, oh, I'll just grab a kit with me, and I've got everything to make a kick-ass dessert when I get there.
That's
so it's very convenient.
Awesome. Congratulations, Mel. You've accomplished a lot, and I know you have so much more to go. It sounds like your business partner is just like, you got it. Just
yeah. We're launching a new, I guess, modern day version of the Duncan Hines coming up soon, and that's going to be really awesome. So I'm very, very excited about new things to come. For people to reach me, I'm Baking Boss Babe on Instagram. And if not, just Google Mel or Melody Asseraf and you can find me.
Or Bake It with Mel.
Or Bake It with Mel.
Mel, thank you so much for joining us on the Got Invention show.
No, we got so busy talking, we didn't even get to make cookies.
You know what? We're going to go to your website, and we're going to go to your Instagram, and we're going to see them. But those kits, very nice. Do you have anything done? Is anything complete that we could see it, or we should go to the website?
Go to the website. Go to my Instagram. There's so much on there, like so much.
We will. Thank you so much, Mel. Thank
you.
My pleasure. Thanks. And if you'd like to be a guest on Got Invention Show, you could go to gotinventionshow.com, and you can tell us your story about how you came up with your invention and what you're looking to do. Maybe you're looking to find a partner. Maybe you're looking to license your idea. Maybe you're just starting off your business. Share it with us on the Got Invention Show. Until next time, keep on inventing.